Welcome back, Swag Team. It's your boy, the Swagologist, back again with another movie review, and today we're doing Shazam, the spoiler review. So if you haven't seen the movie, this is a heavy spoiler conversation that I'm going to have with y'all. So if y'all haven't seen it, pause the video right now, go to your nearest theater, and come back, and we can have this conversation. Now, let me jump right into it. I really enjoyed the beginning of this film. The beginning of the film shows the motivation of the villain. You know, it shows him going from a young boy being chosen by Shazam, the wizard, to become, Shazam himself, you know. But instead, he ends up choosing Billy Batson, of course, later. But the reason he was going to choose Mark Strong's character, the young boy, is because he felt like he could be pure of heart. So he gave him a chance to become. He hits the staff on the ground and shows them the silhouette of what Shazam would look like if he got the powers or whatever. And then he says he has to go through a trial to see if he could actually make it. So the seven deadly sins, these statues come up, and they try and entice him to go a different route, and he almost falls for it. So then Shazam, the wizard himself, tells him, "You're banished." So with that, the drive, and then you see like his brother being a dick to him, his father not helping out and just being a hard dad on him, being hard on him, and you realize like it's just perfect. It shows you're sorry for the kid, and it shows how you know his drive to be what ends up being in the end of the film. You know what I'm saying? Because then you come to find out like they do strong things with the lore of the film. They give you good lore with becoming Shazam, because first of all they hit you with it at the beginning so you're not confused when it happens to Billy. Then also you see that it's happened to like 52 other people, literally, like I think he said about 52 other people it happened to. And then what drives him to get this power and go find him. Because at the end, after at the beginning I'm talking about, but at the end of the first beginning scene, you find out that the seven deadly sins told him to go find him. They put magic on his 8 ball, which he's like, that's really important to him because that's what he got for Christmas, a Christmas gift or whatever, and he's taking it, and it was like during Christmas. And I think this whole movie, actually, matter of fact, this whole movie is wrapped around Christmas. So will Shazam be the next Christmas movie? I doubt it, because not like Christmas is not prominent enough. You don't see it, but there is a running gag in this movie that I love so much, and it's Santa Claus. I love how they do with Santa Claus throughout this movie. There's like a mall Santa, and they just do a running gag with this dude the whole movie, and it's hilarious. Like all the good jokes and bits or whatever are like a lot of them hit. There's some that may miss, for some people and whatever, but I laughed at like 90% of the jokes in this film, especially the one where at the end where Shazam and Mark Strong's character Dr. Savannah are like, how like Superman and Zod were standing like they were flying and floating like this far apart, and they were like this, like they were like floating in the air, and they were like this, and they was about this far apart, like 2-3 miles away from each other, but they was talking to each other. They could hear each other. But that works just because um, both both of them are you know what I'm talking about. Both of them are aliens, but the word Kryptonians. There you go. Both of them are Kryptonians, so they can hear each other from this far apart. But Shazam and Dr. Savannah are not supposed to be able to hear each other, but we don't think that. So when they was talking, you wouldn't expect that. Like you wouldn't have that thought. But they did that joke where Shazam was like, "I can't hear you, bro. I don't know what you're saying." And he started doing his like, Doctor Evil monologue right here. And dude's like, "Yo, all I hear is like, yeah, 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 yeah. I see your mouth is doing this, but I don't hear nothing you're saying." And that joke had me dying. That was hilarious bit. I love that. Um, the kids were awesome. Love the kids in the film. They were developed enough for me. I know there is some gripes out there that they didn't have enough backstory, but then the movie would be a little long. But I mean, they may have been able to do it through exposition or something like that. But I think I got enough from the kids for me to justify what happens at the end. Plus, I have a little bias because there were two things that made me extremely happy in this film that I couldn't talk about in the non-spoiler, but I'm gonna talk about right now. But the number one thing is that Megan Good is finally a superhero, y'all. Yes, Lord. Because that is my Hollywood crush. I love that woman. And to see her on screen, just made me so happy. I literally did an audible yes in the film when that happened the first time. I was like, man, good, yes, let's go. I was so turned about that one thing. Like that just made me the happiest dude in the world. Smiles out like from ear to ear. Could not contain myself in the film after that. I was just so happy, even though she's like a little girl. But it's perfect for her because some people have a like issue with her acting. I never do, but her beauty captivates me, so it doesn't really matter what she's talking about. But now she can play like this young little girl, and that's a lot more easier and simple to play because you're confused and all this other stuff. So it works. It's like perfect casting, honestly. Perfect casting because she's beautiful and the little kid's cute, like really cute. So you would think she'd grow up to be some beautiful woman. So her being a superhero part of the Marvel family was awesome. And then they just did the Marvel family, so that was dope. And it was smart because it justifies Shazam being able to beat both Dr. Savannah and the Seven Sins without fully grasping his power and concept. He just decided to become a superhero. Now, when he becomes superhero, though, he puts Dr. Savannah straight to the ground. I was like, okay, I see you, Shazam. But you know, now you could. It makes sense for them to have all the powers. At first, I was like, kind of cheap in Shazam, but then again, I got over it instantly when I saw who Mega Good. I saw Mega Good, and then I also got over it instantly because they worked really well together. Um, Now, the other thing that made me really happy, and I would have lost my goddamn mind if they would have did this though. Like Superman shows up in the end. I'm like, yo, what a cameo! But because at the beginning it was like the bullies was poking fun at Freddy, and Freddy was like, "Well, my best friend, Sir Sparks alive, Captain Sparkle Fingers, he goes by many days. He's gonna come to lunch or whatever." And then they was like, "Oh, and Superman's gonna bring dessert." Well, apparently, after the Marvel family and Shazam saved the world, Shazam got to talk straight to the man that steal himself and bring him to lunch. And he comes to lunch, but they did not show his face. If they would have shown Henry Cavill in that suit, I would have lost my doggone mind in the theater. But they didn't do it. They did not do it. But it would have been awesome. But I love the family dynamic. I love the parents. The parents were perfect. And like I said, this movie shows the good and bad within a family, and I love the dynamic of all of that. Like the whole sphere of the movie is about family, and I think they, put that out perfectly. One of the funniest things I always think about, like when I'm just randomly walking around and stuff, is when Shazam is trying to get money from people by going like hands, um, lightning with my hands, lightning with my hands, lightning with my hands. That lightning coming out of his hands at the time. That was hilarious. Um, and some people have this issue that they feel like Billy and Shazam seem like two different people because Billy's all serious a lot and Shazam's more goofy and stuff. But think about this, y'all. And see, I've never seen the movie Big, so I don't know if they did that perfectly with Tom Hanks being like the grown man and then the little boy that he was playing. Like, I don't know if they were different in characters, maybe. But my thing is, there were times when Shazam as Shazam was serious, like at the end, and a couple other times throughout the film. Um, just like there were times when Billy was goofy and people weren't paying any attention. Like when he meets Shazam, he laughed at like his name and stuff like that, like in particularly weird. And then that whole bit when he was confused, like when you first meet Billy, he's kind of goofy when he's confusing the cops into letting him get into his cop car. He made, he was being goofy and laughing and making fun of the cops and being just a little bad, a little bit bad. But he's being who he seems to be. He's like kind of like a con artist sometimes just to get what he wants. So then that's when he started, when he realized he can get $73, for being a grown man, he started being a little goofy. And then the kid came out of him because he's showing who he truly is. The reason he's like a hard, serious kid sometimes is because he's like looking for his mom, and he can't trust anybody when he's like normal and he ain't got no power to just go and do what he wants. So I think the true him is Shazam, and like Billy Batson is just like his, cover, kind of like Batman's true him is Batman, and then his cover is Bruce Wayne. So those are two different characters as well, but they're the same person. You know what I mean? So that's what I got from that. So I still love Shazam being goofy and stuff versus Billy Batson being kind of human. I didn't feel like they were two different people. I think it kind of meshed and flowed very well. I really ain't got a kick out of that. But yeah, my two favorite things about this film, Megan Good is probably a superhero, y'all, and then Henry Cavill did show up, but it wasn't Henry Cavill. I mean, Superman showed up, but you don't know if it was Henry Cavill or not. But I really wish it would have been Henry, because I would have lost my mind in the theater. Um, then I found there is two post-credit scenes. The first one, however, is with like that worm. Now they show this worm at the beginning. Then they showed the worm escaped the second time when Billy came into the the throne the throne room of the wizards. And when that happens, you're like, that worm is important, but why? I don't know. You come to find out that that worm is called Mr. Mind. Now, Mr. Mind is like this telepathic, smart, very intelligent being, um, that talks with that box. You know what I'm saying? He also develops this team, like this team of evil people. I forgot the name of it right now, but there's this team of evil people that he uses that uses them and like recruits them. And Dr. Savannah's on the team, and also Black Adam. Speaking of which, they basically cameo The Rock in this movie. If you look hard, when Shazam shows Billy Batson um, the history, like the expositional history of a champion they chose before, when he hits the staff. If you look at the silhouette of that, the fiery sparkles, that looked a lot like The Rock. I'm not lying. Like, it may be a stretch, but if you look hard, if you just look at it good, when it pops up, as soon as Billy Batson's talking to Shazam, and Shazam, it's like, "Don't patronize me, boy." After he says, "Oh, I'm sorry, I don't have any money," he's like, "Don't patronize me, boy. You're standing in the seven realm, like the lore, like the seven realms of the magic of blah blah blah." Then all of a sudden, we chose the champion we chose wrong. Dude pops up, and you see him, and he has the hood on. If you look at his face, he looks a lot like Shazam. I mean, like The Rock being Black Adam or whatever. And I know they're talking about Black Adam. They talked about him twice throughout the film, but I know they're talking about Black Adam. Black Adam is also part of that team, but I just wanted to say that it looks a lot like The Rock, and I can't wait to see The Rock in this as a bad guy. I want to see if he can pull it off, because a lot of people can pull it off that I love. That, but like The Rock has been almost in every movie I've seen him in as a good guy, and I loved him. You know what I'm saying? Even when he's a bad guy, he's kind of like anti-hero, and I loved him. So I'm excited to see this Black Adam with the worm, to see what happens. Now, the last post credit scene was about like Aquaman. Basically, it was like Aquaman almost, but it was like just a funny bit about testing powers again, because you see Shazam, he picks up the fishbowl, he's talking to the fish, the goldfish, and then he makes a joke because he knows he's not really able to talk to the fish, and then Freddy gets upset at him, and he's like, "Well, like, what can talking to a fish be cool anyway?" He was like, and Freddy was like, "Well, maybe you can, get a legion of fish to attack someone and take over as an army." I mean, and he was wearing a Aquaman shirt, and it was just funny. He's like, "Oh, well, that ain't all that cool." It was just funny because, yeah, that's pretty damn dope, especially when Aquaman just came out, so you just had that fresh in your head. Yeah, that's pretty awesome, actually. So that's awesome power. But it was hilarious. The movie, like I said, was really good, done well, directed well. I enjoyed it. Does it have its flaws? Sure. But do I love it? Yes, I love that movie. Saw it twice in theater, and that's why I had to hit this spoiler review with y'all. Let me know in the comments section below how y'all like Shazam. Did you like it as much as me? Um, did you see it twice? Do you plan on seeing it twice? Let me know in the comment section below how you feel. And also, if you're new here and you're trying to join the swag team, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, or hit it right here when it pops up on the side. Also, if you want to be the first of the swag team to see a video when it pops up on YouTube, make sure you hit that notification bell that'll pop up right when you subscribe. Also, we have a Facebook, a Twitter, and an IG. The Facebook is the same as the channel, The Swagologist, but also you can hit me up on Twitter or on IG, and that's at SwagologistD. That is at SwagologistD. And you can hit me up on Twitter, on the gram. We can talk all things SwagU, all things Swagologist, and all things Shazam. You know what I'm saying? So let me know how you feel on the social media sites and in the comment section below. Please tell me how you feel about Shazam. Did you enjoy it? Did your family enjoy it? Who's your favorite character? Let me know in the comment section below. Out of the Marvel family, and who did y'all like the most throughout the film? But until the next video, I love y'all. I'll holla.